Hello and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the Matchbox Mercedes-AMG SL63. This was a new for 2023 casting and it was an exciting one. So let's go ahead and see if it is worth adding to your collections. Alright, as usual, let's go ahead and get started with our casting. So taking a quick spin of our proportions here, we will see that we look very, very nice. Nothing out of place. Nothing too wonky or really anything to complain about there. So we do have a mostly die-cast metal body. Let me go ahead and pop the real-life car up in the corner there for you. Mostly die-cast metal body, the interior, of course, being plastic, and then our splitter up front here being plastic as well, and then in the back, kind of the diffuser and exhaust area being plastic. But the majority of the metal is actually die-cast, which is what you want to see. This grill section up here, actually casted in, very nice. There's little detailing behind these intakes up front. All of the body lines, the door handle casted in. This little doohickey here gets casted in. Just absolutely phenomenal looking as a whole, especially up front here. I really, really like this is not just a tampo and this is actually casted in. And then we do get mirrors on this casting as well, which really, really look quite nice. Moving into our paint and deco, so we have just this very nice simple blue color, which I'm not positive if this is a real life color, but I'm certain that it's at least close enough to a real life color. And I really think that this was a great first choice. It just looks so nice. It looks super clean. This is a casting that already has a first recolor, and it's kind of like a metal flake gray, kind of gunmetal gray maybe. Both of them look really good though. Moving into our details. So starting up front, we do get headlights tampoed in, which look really good. We have this entire grille tampoed in, which as far as being casted in and tampoed in, that is amazing to see. We do have a nice big Mercedes logo right here, and then we even get the little one right about there as well, which looks good. It is ever so slightly off-center, but on a $1 model, that's really not much you can complain about. Making our way down the sides, we really don't have much to talk about until we get to the rear here, where we do have a nicely tampoed taillights. We do get a license plate back here, and then we also get the little AMG, the SL63, and a little Mercedes logo here. On the bottom here, we do have exhaust. This is actually part of the base section with the diffuser that we talked about earlier, and that just looks pretty good. Making our way to the side, we do have brand new wheels, so these are the first time that this wheel has been used on a mainline Matchbox, and I have to say they really look good, and I think they really fit this car as well. Moving into our roll test, it rolls very smooth, as you would expect from a Matchbox car. I went ahead and put it on the scale, and it came out to be 27.48 grams, which is a little bit on the light side, but it is kind of a smaller casting, so it is to be expected. Pros and cons time, getting started with our pros. The first big pro being the amazing tampo work. So this grille section up front, honestly, in other Mercedes products from Mattel, like a Hot Wheel per se, that I will maybe link up in the top right corner, that everyone ranted and raved about and said it was amazing. They were very lazy with the tampo work on the grille section, so it was amazing to see another $1 model from Mattel get really good tampo work for its grille. Another big pro is the casting itself is just really, really nice, really, really clean. There's really not much more that you can expect out of the casting itself. And then finally, the last big pro being the price point. It's a mainline Matchbox Basic. We are going to be paying about $1 for it. What more could you ask for? Moving into our cons, there's really only one thing I can sort of even kind of come up with, and I wouldn't even really call it a massive con. The only con I can really think of is it would have been cool to have a target top included with this. Maybe something that we could take on and off, maybe for a future moving parts release of this casting, perhaps, if anyone is thinking about that. And then that's about the only thing I can even think of for a maybe as being a con, is it would have been cool to see a target top. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other Mercedes models you might own, with the Mercedes-AMG GT GT3 from Hot Wheels, and the Mercedes SLS-AMG Black Series from Tarmac Works. And here we have it with some other sports cars you might have in your collection, with the BMW Z4 from MSZ Models and the Nissan Z from Hot Wheels. So for our overall scores, I'm going to give this one's hype level an 8.7 out of 10. I think a lot of people were pretty excited for it, but I don't know if anyone was necessarily like crazy excited for it. Execution, a 9.5 out of 10. There's not much more I could really hope for. I think they did a phenomenal job here. Community input. I went ahead and asked the Council of Diecast, and most of them had very positive things to say. Here is the results of their polling. And this is going to end up rounding up to about a 9.4 out of 10. Which, when we add these scores together, we are going to end up with a 9.2 out of 10 for this release. And I think that is a very, very good rating for this. This is a basic Matchbox casting, and the casting is absolutely fantastic. The tampo work is absolutely phenomenal. And at the $1, maybe the $125-ish price point, somewhere in there, depending on where you get it. I got mine at $5 below, so it is actually still just $1 there. It's really nice to see. I don't think you can really complain too much about it. It is exactly the car you hope for. The only thing it doesn't have is a target top. There are some brands out there that have done this car that do include that target top, if that's what you want. And those ones are like, what, $3 or $4? So maybe we can get a target top in a moving parts down the road. That'd be my only, like, fingers crossed kind of thing. Ultimately, I would say this ended up probably being my favorite Matchbox of 2023. I think it came out that good. So if you are a fan of Mercedes, or you're just a Matchbox collector, or even just a 1/64th collector in general, I really don't see anywhere you can go wrong with this casting. Definitely add it to your collections. And with that, guys, that will wrap up this video. That's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and I will see you in the next video.